Hey guys, welcome back. Next fly we're going to tie up is the bead-headed hare's ear. This is an oldie but a goodie. With all the new flies that are out there, this one probably doesn't get fished nearly as much as it should, but it's a great little fly and it's quite simple to tie. So we'll go ahead and get started. This is on a TMC 5262. It's a 2X long nymph hook, which allows, I think, for the proportions of the fly to be just about right. I've already added a tungsten bead to this fly. I like this fly to be heavy. I fish it typically in kind of faster water, so you want it to get down as quickly as possible. So a little extra weight on this one is a good thing. I'm also going to go ahead and add our lead wire. Don't need too many wraps of that, 4 or 5 wraps, and it's just about enough. You also want to make sure that you use just enough to help give the thorax a little bit more substance to it. So we want it to be about the same length as what the thorax would end up being. I'm using 70 UTC denier thread for this one. In this case, we're using brown. Start off by building up a little thread base behind the lead so it doesn't go anywhere, and then some wraps over top of the wire to make sure everything is secured down in place. All right, now we'll work our way to the back of the hook so we can tie in the tail. A lot of different things you can use for the tail on this one. I'll keep this one as traditional as possible, and we're going to use the actual hare's mask. So I'm just going to try to get a little clump of the mask on the side of the face of the rabbit. And you don't want too much. You can see the clump I cut out has got all this kind of under hair, so we want to make sure to pull all that out. And that's probably just about right for the length. Length we want to be about the same length as what the abdomen of this fly is going to be. So we'll lay that down. There we go, a couple nice even wraps, and then we'll work our way forward. All right, taper that off as best we can. And for the rib, you can use, I think you can use either wire or tinsel. I'm just gonna grab a little piece of medium tinsel. And this tinsel is silver on one side, gold on the other side. So I just want to make sure when I wrap it that we use the right side. Don't think it would probably matter too much if you use silver instead of gold, but I just like the look of the gold. All right, so bring that to the back. Now we'll dub the abdomen of this fly. I'm going to use a little clump of squirrel hair dubbing. And just make sure you get that wrapped as tightly as possible. I just lick my fingers and spin it around. Don't want any big clumps of this because this should be, the abdomen of this fly should be fairly streamlined. And we're gonna dub right up to, basically right up to where the lead wire is. So put just a little bit more in there. There we go. Okay, now we can wrap our tinsel. So we're gonna reverse wrap the tinsel in the opposite direction as what I wrapped what we wrapped the dubbing in, and make sure this doesn't slip out. I'll double the tinsel back over, tie that down, make sure it doesn't go anywhere. All right, for the wing case of this, again, a lot of different things you can use. You can use scud back, you can use I'm going to use pheasant tail. Lots of different materials you could use. So I've just clipped a little batch of pheasant tail fibers. Tie those in and pull them back to the length that we want. And a nice consistent thorax. All right, and then we'll add a little bit more dubbing to make the thorax. And again, we want the thorax should be noticeably bigger than what the abdomen was. I don't know if you can hear the saw in the background. Had a flood in my basement, putting in some new flooring. All right, just add a little bit more here. Perfect. All right, let's pull over our wing case. Good tight wraps. And we'll throw in a whip finish. Oh. There we go. Last thing you can do if you want, you can kind of pick out the dubbing and the thorax, and it gives it a little bit, almost adds some legs to the fly, gives it a little bit more life, but that's kind of personal preference. It's a great little fly, pretty simple to tie, and it will 100% catch fish if you stick to it. So there it is. Good luck out there, and I hope this helped. Thanks for watching. Bye.